and welcome to the channel. In last video, we studied about Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium, where the allele frequencies remain constant. But what if I tell you that allele frequencies can change even without natural selection? No survival advantage, no fitness, just pure chance. That phenomenon is called genetic drift. And in small population, it can completely change evolution. So today we will understand founder's effect, bottleneck effect, and genetic drift. We will also try to solve some questions and let's just start. So can allele frequencies change without natural selection? The answer is yes. And this is where many students get confused. Natural selection is not the only evolutionary force. Chance also plays a role. Now, what is genetic drift? Genetic drift is a random change in allele frequencies due to chance events. For example, earthquake, flood, famine, drought, etc. It does not depend on survival advantage. It is more powerful and prominent in small populations because even one random event can significantly alter allele proportions. So, we have been talking about natural selection and genetic drift. Let's actually see what is the difference between the two. Natural selection is non-random, but genetic drift is random. See, when a building collapses on somebody, it does not see what kind of genetic composition it has. It just falls over it. So it is random. Genetic, selections depend on fitness. It means the number of progeny produced per individual, but genetic drift depends on the chance. Selection increases adaptation, but drift may actually reduce the adaptation. So why does it affect small populations? So in small population, number of alleles are already very limited. If just a few individuals fail to reproduce, an allele may disappear permanently. This is why drift is strongest in small populations. There are two types of genetic drift. First is founder's effect. When a small group separates from a larger population and forms a new population, it is called founder's effect. The new population carries only the alleles of those of the few founders, so allele frequencies changes immediately. For example, if one of the founders carries a rare allele, the allele may become very common in the new population, not because it is advantageous, but simply because it was present in the founders. So I'll give you one more example, like real life example. Suppose in India there are not much of green-eyed people. But what if all the green-eyed people from India decided to go and live separately in some other place, other secluded place? What will happen? Once rare green eyes present in India will become very common in the new population. So that's founder's effect. Next, bottleneck effect. So bottleneck effect occurs when a large population is suddenly reduced due to disaster, disease, or environmental change. The few survivors determine the future allele frequency. So genetic variation decreases drastically. For example, after a sudden calamity, surviving individuals may not represent the original genetic diversity. Future generations will show altered allele frequencies. So let's understand it with another kind of example. There are many professions. Suppose in a building, there is some conference happening for all the businessmen of that particular state. And suppose 90% of them shows up there. Due to some unfortunate incidents, the building collapses and all the businessmen present there, they get trapped and ultimately met their demise. So what will happen? The state will lose almost 90% of their businessmen. The same thing happened in bottleneck effect also. A sudden disaster, natural disaster, or disease wipes out maximum of the population. So the survivors determine what the future allele frequencies will be. Now, something to actually differentiate between founders and effect. Founders effect means migration of small group of individuals from a large population, whereas bottleneck effect means sudden population reduction. Both reduce genetic variation and both are types of genetic drift. So if a question arises like in which kind of drift movement occurs, you can say in founders effect movement occurs, but for bottleneck there is no movement. Now, a question to actually practice. So suppose a sudden earthquake reduces a large population drastically. The result changes in allele frequency, and it is called, say, remember there is a natural disaster, and you have to answer the question. You can tell me in the comment down below. All right, then a quick revision, a quick recap. Genetic drift is random. It is stronger in smaller populations. Founder's effect is equals to migration and bottleneck effect is equals to sudden reduction in population. Both reduces variation. So in next video, we will move to mutation, the source of variation. Thank you so much. I hope you liked the video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much.